Hey, how you doing? I'm Smokin Fish, and today we're going to be smoking a tri-tip. I got this big here fancy piece of meat from a local place called Clearwater in Eau Claire. If you're local and you like, they have good meat. Alright, so the first thing I want to do with this is I've inspected it. I've removed any fat that was just kind of falling off. One of the videos I had watched said to leave this here fat cap on there, and that'll help keep some of that moisture in there. So the first thing I want to do now is I want to take this here natural seasoning salt, or some will call it an AP rub. It's just got your salt, pepper, and garlic in it, just your basic needed stuff, and you want to put that on there real nice like that. This is going to be the first layer of seasoning that we do here. I'm just going to pat that in there. Just putting that on there, and this is going to help with the bringing out that there moisture in it. I want to get both sides real nice like this. Get both sides. So now what I want to do is I'm going to put my next layer of seasoning on there, okay? So I'm going to take some of this EVOO, this olive oil, and I'm going to figure out how to get it out of there. I'm going to put that on there, and this is going to help the next layer of seasoning. My favorite flavors of seasoning. I might even share with you kind of what's in it. But I want to get that on there, and it's going to help us adhere on there. There you go. Pat it down. Pat it down. I don't like to rub so much. I feel like it moves the stuff around too much. So what I got here is I got me a mixture of some roasted garlic and herb, some McCormick's. I really like the McCormick stuff. Some brown sugar and bourbon. And I even seen a guy that I follow on YouTube throw in a little brown sugar. So I went ahead and tried it. I said, I ain't never done this before, so if I mess it up, I know not to next time. So I'm going to take that right there, and I'm going to spread that on there real liberal. Just cover that whole thing. Cover this whole thing. Now I'm prepping this early this morning because I'm going to plan on cooking this here in a few hours. So I'm just going to get it real nice and seasoned up now. Let that sit for a couple hours while I'm at work. Let that sit for a couple hours, and I'll probably put it back in the fridge. And then I'll take it out about 45 minutes before I'm going to throw it on the grill. Let that temperature come on back up. I'm putting that on there real nice and liberal like. Pour it on there. It might seem like a lot, but for this type of meat, this is perfect. So I'm gonna put this in a big old couple gallon Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna throw this back on in the fridge for a little while. Let it chill out. Let it enjoy the company of that there seasoning. And I'll see you in a couple hours when I get back from work, and we're going to put this thing on the grill, on the smoker. Alright, we're back out here at the grill, and we're getting ready to go ahead and throw this old tri-tip right here onto the grill. Ooh, right on the smoker. It smells so good. I want to introduce y'all to my grandson here. He's learning the tricks of the trade from old grandpa here. So we're going to slap that on there, and we're going to leave that on there for about, it's going to cook about 2 hours, but I got to put this probe in here. I'm going to stick that probe right into the fat part of there. The biggest, thickest part of that there meat. And when that temperature gets to about 130 degrees or so, then we're going to take that off, and then we're going to sear it. Alright, so we're going to leave that in there for about 2 hours, and we'll be back. Alright, we're back out at the grill, and I got my temperature probe told me my meat was about 133 degrees. So that's going to put you somewhere around medium rare right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my meat off the grill real quick. Ooh, look at that. Come on in and take a look at that. That's a good looking piece of meat. I went ahead and put my cast iron skillet on the grill here, and I got some butter. You want about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter in there, and let that melt in there real good, like, okay? And I also turned up my temperature about 400 degrees. I want it to be good and hot. I want that butter, and I put some rosemary in there as well. So I want that butter to get real nice and melted. I'm gonna let that get up temperature for a minute, and then we'll throw that on there and sear it about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And what that's gonna do is create an outer shell to kind of hold in that moisture. And then when I take it out and let it sit and rest, all that moisture is gonna hold right on in there due to that seared shell there. So let me get this all going, and then I'll meet with you in a minute. All right, I'm ready to put my meat back into my cast iron skillet now. I want to sear this up, get it all seared up. So I'm gonna throw that in there. Oh yeah, you can hear that. Now what I want to do is, I don't want to burn my hand up, so I'm going to throw on my fancy dancy oven mitt. And I just want to come on in here. I just want to take this and just spoon it over the top like that. Just spoon it over the top and get that butter and that rosemary. Just go and get that all up on there. And I'm going to do that about 2 or 3 minutes on that side. Then I'm going to flip it on over, and I'm going to do the other side, and I might hold it up and do the ends as well, since they're pretty thick. So I'm just going to spoon this on here, and yeah, I won't bore you with all this part, but I'll see you back when I'm ready to cut this thing open. All right, I'm back at my meat. I set it here on this wooden cutting board, and I let it sit for about 20-25 minutes now. That's about the minimum you really want to let it rest. And what's happening when you let it rest is all that meat tightens up when you cook it. And when you let it rest, it just relaxes the muscles and allows that juice to just ooze back down into the center of the meat here. So I'm gonna zoom on in here. We're gonna go ahead, and you want to cut across the grain. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this thing. Look at that. Whoo, that's like butter. I feel like I'm cutting some. And that right there is about medium. That's a medium. I'd say probably medium. Not so much medium rare like I was going for. But it's medium. That's good. That is a good piece of meat. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and watching this video to the end. I'm going to go ahead and feed my face with this now.